All right, Sherrone, it was year one of you fully in charge. What were you most proud of that you were able to accomplish in year one?
The way we finished, to go through adversity, go through some speed bumps in our journey, but to watch our players and our staff just stay aligned and stay together. That was awesome to see. It just tells the true test of a culture, true test of people, and who we are as a university and as a program, so that was fun to watch.
Flip side of it, what was your biggest regret from last year?
I don't think any regrets, but there was definitely things that we changed and we really worked on, because I think to be successful you got to go through struggles sometimes, and you don't want the losses, you don't want to go through those, and you don't want that adversity. But to be successful and to gain some knowledge on things and to get better, sometimes have to. And I think for us as a program, we definitely took advantage of our time and made sure the adversity didn't repeat us.
What needed to change with your offense and bringing in Chip now? What do you hope is the improvement that you see?
Yeah, I mean, just Chip, first of all, just a great human being, a person that really cares for the team, wants to be a part of something great, was always a fan of Michigan, and it's almost like he wanted to be a part of it more than we wanted him, but we wanted him pretty bad. Yeah. So it was awesome to get him here, and it's been great to have him on staff. He's an outstanding coach, a great teacher, developer of quarterbacks, but just so excited to see where the offense goes. There's things that we're going to do that are going to be different, that aren't going to look like Michigan football, but we are Michigan football, and we are going to be physical. We are going to run the ball. We are going to do those things, but I think there's going to be tweaks and things that we're going to have to be a little different in our offense to be successful.
Yeah, and it's so interesting because you're such a great offensive mind. You've had a whole lot of success at Michigan. You were there last year again. But as this goes into another year, how much of it is you do have to find new wrinkles and stay ahead of the game and take other ideas from different programs and try to incorporate them at Michigan?
Yeah, you got to evolve every year. I think even when I was calling plays, people always say, oh, we just ran the ball. I was like, well, J.J. McCarthy won quarterback of the year in the conference. So how can you just only run the ball when you had a quarterback of the year? So for us, I think you always got to look ways to be different. You can't stay the same. You can't stay stagnant. Everybody's always watching your film. They're always watching what you do. So always try to find new ways to do different things, and that's what we're doing now. And it's not necessarily we're not trying to reinvent the wheel and be completely different, but you've got to have wrinkles and do different things to create an edge, an advantage in your game.
Right, the big story with you guys is your quarterback competition. You got a couple of good ones. You got a lot of good ones in that room. You got Mikey, who has a lot of experience. You got all the press and the 5-star with Bryce Underwood. Where are you guys at right now with evaluating those guys?
Yeah, it's an open competition. We'll find out in camp who's the best guy and let that guy ride. But super excited about where we're at. You talk about Mikey, a guy that, I just study on snap counts in college football. He leads the team with 2,029 snaps in college football. Wow. It's a lot of snaps. And I'll talk about a guy like Bryce. He's got 0. So you've got that different variance of guys. Jaden Davis is another guy was a highly touted quarterback coming out of high school. Chase Herbstreit, and then Jake Garcia is a guy that's been in college football, that's played it. So we've got experience. We've got guys that know college football, that know the game, but we're all guys that haven't taken a snap. So just ready to see what happens and transpires in camp. But it's going to be a great competition.
Obviously, all that has been written and seen about Bryce Underwood, a lot of people have been wowed. He has been a great football player for a long time. When you got to see him for the first time and some of the things, was there anything that stood out or surprised you about his ability?
Yeah, first of all, how big he is. He's 6'4", and he was 215. He's 230 pounds now.
Wow.
And the kid is.
That was intentional, right? He meant
yes,
to do that?
That was intentional.
Okay,
people on the internet saying he's fat. I'm like, I don't know how you're fat with a six-pack. So, dude he's a monster from how big he is, but how fast the ball comes out, his twitch, and his maturity as a kid. But probably the biggest surprise was when he entered the program, how much, how in tuned he is to himself. He makes a mistake, he doesn't make it again. He does something, he always tries to do it exactly right. And the players love him, and he loves the players, and he just wants to be a great teammate. He wants to be the best, and that's been exciting to see.
One of the best friends to any quarterback is a good offensive line and a good running game. You guys have shown that throughout the years. You've lost a lot of really good and talented running backs. How does that running back room look to you right now?
I mean, it's stacked. Justice Haynes came in from Alabama. We're super, super excited to see what he does. He showed some flashes in the spring and really was as good as spring I've seen as a running back. And it was really cool to see. And then Jordan Marshall coming off of what he did in the bowl game. We know he's a physical runner, downhill runner. But that room's not just those two. Guys like Micah Capana, who's been there, Bryson Cudsdale, who had a big spring, and then we got freshmen like Jasmine Parker, Donovan Johnson. We brought in C.J. Hester, a transfer, John Volker from Princeton. So we've got a deep, deep room that we feel really good about. I feel like we can be super explosive. Everyone
assumes the passing game will look a little different. You think the running attack will look different too with Chip, and have you made some tweaks there?
Yeah, I think even when I was calling plays, I always made some kind of tweaks, and there'd be a run or two that'd be a little bit different that teams were studying this run and were expecting that one and got a different one. So I think you have to do that. That's got to be part of your game and part of your growth. And one of the biggest lessons I learned just in coaching is just you got to be uncomfortable sometimes, and it might not feel like, we've always done that, but it's okay to do things outside the box, and as long as they work, as long as our players are good at it. And if our players are good at it in training camp like they were in the spring, then I'm down to do whatever. They could do, if it's spinning, doing cartwheels and throwing it backwards, I'm good. So I think we'll have a really good running game, and excited to build the passing game off of it.
The question is, did we get a first down? All right, then
that's
in
right.
our playbook
Absolutely.
from now on.
That's right.
Defensive side of it, you've lost so much great talent there. A couple first-rounders, 4 draft picks. Is it fair to say that the defensive side might take a step back this year than what it was last year?
No, I don't. I think it's going to be as good as it was last year. I think we're deeper. We don't have the first rounders all over. Maybe not the preseason first rounders. I think some of those guys could develop into that. But I do think we're deeper. I think we're going to be 10 deep on the D line, and we haven't had that since 2021. And maybe in 23 season we did. We're going to have guys that have played a lot of college football. We brought in some really great fit at transfer on the D line with Trey Williams and Damon Payne, and we've got guys from Rayshawn Benny to Trey Pierce to Eno Etta to Ike Awanya up front that have played college football, that have done it, and excited to see what they do. And then the edge guys are, there's 4 guys that can go start in college football anywhere, and linebackers are deep, DBs are deep. So it's a great defense, and to have Coach Wink back and heading that defense, and he's having the time of his life, it's really fun to watch.
So you would say it's not fair to say they're going to take a step back.
Yeah,
Noted.
That's right.
Noted. So week 1, we get you, NBC, under the lights, New Mexico. Tell me about that atmosphere and how excited you are to see your guys on the field for the first time in that game.
Well, the first game of the year is always exciting. You always get the jitters because you think you got an idea in fall camp what it's like, but you really don't know until they get under the lights. And whoever the quarterback is, whoever the first starting left tackle is, whoever the starting receivers are, might be their first time. And doing it in front of lights, in the big house, on national broadcast, national TV. So it's going to be a great atmosphere. The fans will be rocking. I'll be hype out of my mind. I'll have to calm down and make sure I get some good sleep the night before, but it'll be a fun atmosphere.
Is there anyone you look to calm you down in those situations? Is there a calm down guy for you?
No, there's nobody really that can calm me down. It's kind of my music, and I go in my room, my head coach's locker room, and I just kind of sit there and read the Bible, read a couple verses, and just kind of pray and meditate. Got that from JJ, so I'll do that a little bit before a game to calm myself down.
I got my notes here. 2-0 versus Ohio State. I don't have a question for that. I'll just let you react to that and smile to that.
It's awesome. But we know, congrats to them on their year and how they ended.
Yeah.
For us, it's, that's over with. You can't lean on that. We got to lean on what we have this year. So just ready to go to work.
That rivalry is so big. I don't need to tell you. Does it feel like with what you accomplished 2 years ago, what they accomplished again, the back and forth that you've had, does it feel like this rivalry, it's gone hundreds and hundreds, tens of years. Does it feel like the rivalry is almost as big as it has ever been?
Yeah, I think just the rivalry in general, I think is the biggest rivalry. Obviously the biggest rivalry in college football, but rivals one of the, the Yankees and the Red Sox and, biggest rivals in sports.
Yeah.
So for us, it's a big deal to be a part of it. We take a lot of pride in it, and you see in our building, when you walk in it, you understand that there's a lot of pride in that rivalry. So I know they do the same, and we're just, we prepare for that thing every single day and everything we do in our mindset. So it is as big as it's ever been.
I have one more for you here. You have the opportunity to go back to Norman, play Oklahoma week number 2. What will that mean to you? Because I'm sure you still have a lot of feelings about that place.
You know, it's crazy. I've been asked that question a lot, and really don't.
Huh.
I just it's another game, and I know I played there, but I'm so invested in our team and this program, and been here going on 8 years. There's so much love that I have for the university and what they've given to me, and what I hopefully have tried to give to them. So I'm excited because I know it's going to be a great football game, and I know they're a really good football team. But you know, that's the end of it.
Yeah. Michigan fans will like to hear that.
Yeah.
Oklahoma fans will not like to hear that,
that's right.
unfortunately.